Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to this. It's time for this thing. Into the Breach. Hey, that's the name of the game. I got it. We're back. So, these islands are both gonna suck, like a lot. We just have to not die. All we have to do is not die. It's usually the case, I think, that we get 5 time pods. It's almost always the case that one of the islands drops 2 on us, right? But we should be doubly careful to look out for cracked mountains that'll summon the FTL time pods, because I'm sure those count. And we could use that to make it not an element of luck at all, or not an issue of luck at all. I'm debating whether I want to go Detritus next after all, because there are diggers here, and I really, really dislike them. We have a blob thrower here, which I also dislike. I guess let's stick to the plan. Pinnacle, then Detritus. Well, we probably ought to go get this. Break 5 buildings out of the ice should actually be very easy. Although I'm not sure if the building immunity of the siege on the Siege Max weapon is going to prevent us from breaking the ice or not. I know it prevents us from dealing damage to the buildings, but will it prevent us from dealing damage to ice on buildings? It totally might. I'm a little worried about that, actually. Well, you know, we can trust the Vec to do a little bit of our job for us, I think. Okay, let's see how many enemies we can get to work against each other. The attack order... Yeah, the attack order is such that pushing this guy into this space seems very, very good to me. Why don't we... just back you up. Do a little bit of push damage here. This guy's going to be killed by the first hit on him, no matter how we do this. I'm trying to figure out, it could be either of these two mechs, right? If we use Abe to push him in, then he gets killed by this attack. But it doesn't matter, because his attack goes off first. So we could use either of our remaining mechs to push him in. So what is the best move that we have available with the other mech? What else could we do? I think the answer is kind of nothing. Here, this. We can do this. Since we know... Yeah, since we know that we don't need this guy to attack in order to get this kill off, I suppose the smart thing to do is this. Just create a little bit of baffling smoke. Smoking that guy is not actually relevant, but there being smoke here will make life difficult for the Vec. Alright, and they've broken 2 buildings out of the ice for us already. Now, I'd be okay with this one staying iced. We might put some effort into making that happen. I really wish that I was in a position where I could get an artillery shot to here. Unfortunately, we have no way of moving this guy back. So we just need one of these two to land this attack. I think we probably just drop this guy. I'm going to move over a little bit before I do it, though. Or, actually, I probably want Anna to do it. Because I think it's probably pretty good for us to do this, right? As much as I want these buildings destroyed, I think it's definitely in our best interest to keep the robotics lab frozen, just in case. And we can actually block both of the spawns now. Okay, I was a little worried that we were going to end up with a lot of... Yeah, it looks like the no building damage thing does prevent us from breaking ice with the siege mech. I was a little worried we were going to get a ton of spawns, given that we haven't really left that many enemies alive, but I guess 5 is all they're willing to throw at us. So, I don't see any reason to do anything particularly fancy here. Right, like, that's pretty good. And then he just gets out of the way. Yeah, and we can easily break one more building out of the ice ourselves on this coming turn, or maybe the Vec will do it for us. Okay, well there's that. And then you just, like, get rid of this thing. How do I want to... I guess this works, because we can absorb the 1 damage. It's fine. Yeah. Alright, there's our XP, although I guess I didn't need it, and we're good. I suppose I should be trying to go to missions that have more mountains in them, just to give the FTL pod a chance to spawn. But we had to go get that core, I think. So we can aim for another plus damage on the mirror mech. I don't hate that. Yeah, let's start working in that direction. So we'll take this as plus move for now. And we got to go through Central Cryonics no matter how we want to do this. There's a fair number of mountains here. I assume that you can't see the crack in the mountain from this view. Like that the mountain gets cracked afterward. After you load into the level. I'm not actually sure. I could verify that by going back and checking the tapes, but that sounds like effort, so... Now remember, on the 4th island, it won't really matter that we get perfect. On the 4th island, it's just a matter of survival. Actually, it's not even that, right? We don't have to make it to the end of the 4th island. We just have to get to the time pods. But for right now, I would like to perfect this island so that we have the maximum chance of succeeding on Island 4. So... that's annoying. I would like it if you were not doing that. This is also a problem. How to best deal with this? I guess this doesn't actually matter, right? We can just move out of this. And in fact, we're moving out of it anyway because we got to get away from this guy. So, like, if I go down to here and I bounce this guy... Well, I suppose there's no reason to bounce this guy off of our tank when I can just bounce him off of this mountain instead. And then finish the job. And that gives us a little bit more mobility through the middle, which I like. You can come to here and freeze that dude. Alright, I think this is going to work out pretty well for us. So now, we don't necessarily even have to put any more damage on this guy. If we can just make him not deal any meaningful damage next turn, he'll burn to death before he does anything else relevant. We can also do this. So now he burns before that attack even goes off. So I think I want to... Let's see, we have to finish off this guy. But I don't want to do it from here, because Abe needs a path to dealing with him. I guess I can just do this. Right, this doesn't actually do damage to me because I heal from the kill. And you can stand here to get the freeze. And you can deal with this guy this way. Or I guess, you know, why would I block the spawn myself when I can just make him do it? You know, I just had an urge. I almost did it. And I'm still going to say the cursed phrase. But I want the gods of fate or whoever, Nuffle, whoever's listening, to understand that I see the folly and that I do not need to be punished for it. I almost said, wow, it almost doesn't even feel like we're on hard. This is so easy. Let's just endeavor to be a little bit more careful than that. And I almost certainly want to do this. Actually, I should do this way, right? To block that spawn. And we don't actually need Ice Tank anymore, so he also gets to block a spawn. And he gets to prevent Abe from taking any damage while Abe blocks a spawn. I hope that Frost Tank didn't have AI, because otherwise Pinnacle's going to be kind of mad about that, probably. It was like a remote control toy. That's clearly I was in charge there. I'm sure everything's fine. Alright, reactor core. Building toward our thing here. I guess we'll take +2 health for now. There's no reason not to take it. I can't imagine it being necessary, but... Alright, so we gotta leave three spaces available, which means we won't be able to make it to here, no matter what. Which means that this is not terribly valuable to me. We could push our grid defense even higher. Well, the Ice Storm is usually a pretty easy one. We can take much better advantage of it than the Vec can, probably because they do not have advanced forecasting equipment. Which feels like a thing I've definitely said before. This is a pretty good spot for it. Oh wow, that's fantastic. This guy's a real team player. I really appreciate that. Okay, so how are we going to kill you? So we have to use an attack on you. Yeah, it looks like we're not going to be able to kill this guy this turn, but we can soften him up with the mirror mech, probably. Like, I think that's an okay thing to do. Use this to just push you into the Ice Storm. And just block your attack and get you ready to be one shot on a future turn. That Ice Storm is pretty helpful. Oh wow, that's really great. So it's going to freeze the building we have to protect. That's fantastic. This is very annoying, though. Okay, so I could use the boosters to push all the ice out of the way without actually damaging any of it, which will make it a lot easier to deal with this guy. We can actually let this attack occur. We don't have to stop it. This will allow us to deal a little bit of damage to this guy, I think. No, it won't, actually. I could do this, though, now. I think I'll just take this damage. What are you gonna do? You could smoke that guy out. Or, like, we could do this. This lets us get rid of this guy without waking up the blobber, which would have happened if I had... Oh no, the mirror mech doesn't have an action anymore. Yeah, okay, this is fine. So this building gets frozen, the attack will just break it out of the ice. We're blocking this, we're blocking the spawn. And the building we have to protect for our objective is still frozen, which means that it would have to get attacked on both of these coming turns in order to be in any danger at all, which I do not think is going to happen. Especially since this option is available to us, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to deal with this guy and also block both of the spawns. It's a real shame. I guess we will endure allowing one enemy up. Most of the buildings are frozen anyway, so who cares? Oh, it's just the Blast Scion. Well, I mean, we should kill him, right? Here, we can do this in such a way that that Abe gets an XP out of it. I don't know for sure that we're going to be able to get him maxed out, but we can try. I wonder if Anna's voice line there about RST's weather only plays if you've actually done RST previous to doing a Winter Storm level, or if it's just like she's from RST in her timeline or something. I don't think there's actually backstory text on them. No, there's no way to... So I guess we'll never know. You know, we could do the Tundra because this power is of very low value, right? So this mission is very close in output to these ones, but also it has a little bit of an easier time. These two missions both have a considerable number of mountains, so we might be able to get a lucky spawn here. Looks like the answer is no. No cracked mountain for us. That is a shame. Ooh, this... Honestly, this is not a very good layout for our poor mirror mech. We gotta block 3 spawns. Boy, they're not giving us very much to work with. This is bad. This is a bad setup for us. Let's see here. We could fire an artillery shot right here. Obviously, we move our other mechs first. But this gets rid of the blob and almost gets rid of the blobber. I can just endure the shot here, probably. Maybe have Abe do it so that he can acid the thing. And I think I'm okay with using Herald to... I was going to say using Herald to kill this thing while opening this thing up, because it only has 1 health. But if I want to do that, I had to plan this move a little bit differently. Unfortunately, none of that allows me to block this spawn. It'd be a lot easier to block 3 spawns if they hadn't started us with so many enemies out, because there'd be more spawners. So yeah, I think we want to do this. Soften that guy up. So now either of our other mechs will kill him in 1 hit. We don't actually have to hit the blob at all. We could just let this happen, but obviously I don't want to. It's really important that we get some damage onto this thing. So I could just push this with a boost or a repair. This thing does do 3 damage. And this is not really that bad. So maybe what we do is more like this. Just let this string of things happen. And take this opportunity to shoot the... shoot this thing so that it's easier to kill next turn. Or maybe I do block this. I'd have to jump over to block it, which breaks the robot out, which is probably fine, actually. Yeah, we endure one damage here. Or maybe not. There's actually a fairly good chance that it doesn't happen. And then this guy doesn't do building damage and splatters that guy. You know what? We're going to have an opportunity to do 3 blocks. I really want to get some damage onto the blob thrower as quickly as possible because blob thrower is a high kill priority. Okay, that one's not a danger. We can just move out of that. We have 2 spawners available. He's just trying to break a robot out, which is pretty fine. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. I will say I'm annoyed. The Vek are making an effort here to be in places that make it annoying for me to block spawns. Can't block spawns while killing them. Like, we could do this. How about this? Move you to here. Push that guy up so that he doesn't break out. And then... we could jump to here, which pushes the artillery mech out of this attack line, but it just gets him blown up by the blob. I could just finish this guy off. I can't really finish this guy off, because unfortunately he's in line with a bunch of other enemies. But I think this is worth doing. We'll just get ourselves closer to our bonus objective completion. Shields are buying us a little bit of time to get some work done. Abe needs to stop taking damage immediately. Well... so Harold can just move to here and shoot this guy. How do I want to deal with you, though? You know, I think Harold actually has to deal with this. I'm a little worried that if we don't block a spawn here, I'm going to lose the ability to do so because we might not get any spawns. I don't know, this is the last turn that there will be spawns. We have to block a spawn this turn. So you have 3 move. Okay. So Anna can move to here and deal with this robot from the spawner, which means that Harold can move to here. Okay. And actually, Abe gets to cause a spawn to be blocked as well, so we get 4. That was a little closer than I was hoping it would be. Once again, just generate some XP for our last pilot here, and you can just repair in place and be fine. Yeah. No sense in putting any effort into getting that kill, because we wouldn't have gotten anything out of it. You know, for as easy as that was supposed to be, we did take a hit there. Alright, the Scion leader is definitely one of the less dangerous leaders. Yeah, the more and more I'm thinking that I maybe made an error by doing this island 3rd instead of 4th. And I'm not super happy about the fact that we are on 3 time pods. I was hoping to have made some more progress on this by now. Okay. This kills the blob. It deals with this guy. It does some good damage. Unfortunately, it does not really help us with stopping him. We could come over here and do a smoke jump before the attack, before that attack. Deal with it that way. And that means that Harold has to be the one who deals with the blob, but that's easy enough. So, the Scion Abomination is giving +1 max HP, +1 health per turn, and explode on death to the enemy units. So we do have to be a little bit cautious. This attack only does 1 damage, and we'll just armor the whole thing. Yeah, in particular, explode on death is a thing that sometimes gets me. Oh, apparently setting a space on fire clears the smoke from it. I guess a space can only have 1 hazard at a time. Wow. That's probably enough Alpha Hornets, don't you think? Let me think here. We still don't quite have the kill. That actually really sucks. I was thinking we move Harold to here, take that shot. But that doesn't do it. Which means that enemies are going to continue to regenerate, which means that we're not really making a whole lot of progress here. Okay, if we move Harold to somewhere else, then we move Abe to here, do a smoke jump over to negate this guy's attack. We can use the artillery mac firing here to kill the Scion by pushing it into Harold, or pushing it into Abe. Then you just have to deal with all of the enemies who are still doing damage, which is not a thing that you can do, because it's this guy and the blob. But we really have to get rid of this abomination. So 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies have to be dealt with to prevent any crit damage. We cannot do that. They're spaced out in such a way that we can't affect more than 1 enemy with any attack. More than 1 important enemy with any attacks. So you could obviously move to here and double smoke. That's not really much different. I think we let this guy's attack through, right? This one does the least total damage. Oh no, this, I don't know why I was thinking that the blobs did 3 damage, but that's only true if the blobber's an alpha blobber. So this is the one we let through. We let the 1 damage happen. We could have Abe come down here and push this guy to this space. And then an artillery shot would be able to do damage to 2 guys. It would push him back to here, but he also would be on fire with only 1 health left. So he would die before the regeneration kicked in. But that only pushes this guy to here, which is not actually saving us. So it probably is we smoke these 2 out. And then, like, I shoot this guy with the mirror cannon. See, the problem with this turn is it doesn't actually do anything, right? All of the enemies are still alive. We take a damage from the blob, and next turn we're going to be in the same situation, because we can't even kill the blobber. A couple of the enemies will have 1 less health. But not doing it this way is disastrous. We gotta get rid of this abomination. The triple Alpha Hornet thing is really, really silly. Okay, that's a good blob. Yeah, 3 Alpha Hornets is just too much to deal with. Well, we can kill the Scion Abomination pretty easily. But there's no way to kill the Scion Abomination that doesn't cause us to take at least 3 grid damage. Is that right? Because once again, we have 4 enemies attacking buildings, and not too many ways to deal with all that. We can drop an artillery shot here. That does kill one of them and remove another one. And then we could use Herald to, like, booster jump to here to push this guy out of the way. But that, again, leaves us with a living Scion Abomination. I don't think we have the option of not doing this. This prevents 3 damage. No, it doesn't. They explode when they die. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and use our reset. So we can't let this happen, obviously. The nanomech could deal with this, right? We could smoke that guy. The nanomech could deal with this. Yeah, okay. Here's what we do. It just has to die. We cannot have this thing alive any longer. Then the nanomech does this. And you have 3 health, so I can't kill you with a shot. So we have to do that. And then we just endure 1 more damage. And once again, we are in the same position again next turn. But at least the Scion Abomination is dead. The enemies don't heal at all this turn. And we got our objective. We also did remove a number of the spaces that were, like, really dangerous. So what, I can kill you really easily. I can push you into smoke. No way to stop all this from happening, but we can once again go down to just 1 damage. So I don't think any way of doing this is any better than any other way, unfortunately. Okay, we just push you into the smoke to cancel your attack. And it kills you. Herald does that, and then we take 1 damage because we just don't have enough ways of dealing with 4 attackers on every turn. Also, our grid defense never ever fires despite being higher than it has ever been. You know, we don't actually need the plus grid defense pilot anymore. We are getting a reactor out of her, though. It's probably right to keep her, because the reactor is so valuable, and honestly, I don't think after attacking gain 1 tile movement is that good. We could pick up this mortar. I kind of like the tools we have, though. This is less important now. Our team is mostly healthy, I guess Anna's getting some good use out of it. It allows her to bounce stuff off of herself without being in grave danger. Yeah, I think we're just gonna take this pilot. Oh, that's actually a pilot we didn't have unlocked on this file. It's a pilot I've had on my my personal file for a super long time. So, but I think we're just going to donate her, and then we're gonna buy cool stuff. Oh, hey, Gemini missiles. That's cool stuff. Like Gemini missiles and 3 cores sounds pretty good to me. Gemini missiles, 3 cores, and I guess a grid power because we're gonna have to sell something. So, I mean, the question is, do I want to get rid of the nanobots or not? We could get rid of the boosters, move the nanobots over onto Harold's mech, and pick up the Gemini missiles. But you know what? I think our set of tools is actually very powerful. So maybe what I do is, yeah, I'm just going to buy 3 reactors and a power. A little defensive power. Okay. So first we do that. Then I kind of want to put the move back on. We might give him move again. And like this, which I think is actually pretty good. So now we have 3 jump range. Yeah, alright, I think that's a good squad. So we are at 3 time pods right now. We have to get a little bit lucky here. How badly do we need this reactor? You know, it would not be useless. No mountains, though. Kill 4 enemies inflicted with acid is actually very easy for us. We're very, very good at that. I'm really worried about not taking every opportunity to find an FTL pod here. Because I'm starting to think we may not get this. You know, if we have to do another random run, we have to do another random run. It would not be the end of the world. It turns out that the game is pretty fun, so we can just, you know, play the game some more. I'm fine with that. Okay, I do appreciate these enemies diving on top of the acid, bravely sacrificing themselves for our objective points. I do wish that things had lined up a little bit better so that we could fire an artillery shot here. I suppose we can. Yeah, there's not really a huge... Like, I can just move Abe. So, we don't need this tank at all. I might use this tank to just eat the Alpha Centipede shot, because it's a very annoying enemy. Alright, let's move you to... Boy, where do I move you to? What are you going to do that's even, like, kind of useful? I guess we can... Man, what do I do with you? So if I'm planning to do an artillery shot to here, which will... Actually, that'll kill the digger. It'll put 1 damage on the blood scion. It's not actually lethal. So probably what I want to do with Abe is just, like, do a little push here so that we make sure the blood scion actually dies. And then we get to do this very good thing with the mirror mech. Okay, and we have 3 enemies inflicted with acid killed already, and a 4th enemy already inflicted, so I feel very comfortable using our acid tank as a block here. Look at how much acid is on the ground right now. I don't even know where the Vec could... Like, the Vec almost can't attack without standing in more acid. Yeah, that's not going to turn out the way you want it to. Now that's a little awkward. So we can't shoot here, because it will destroy the time pod. I'm back to only having 5 health. I'm going to take 3 here. You know, that's fine. Harold's resilient, and I don't want to have to deal with that thing anymore. So what we could do is move Abe to here and then fire the Siege Mech there to just 4 damage to this thing and slam it into Abe for the kill. He doesn't really get to do anything else of interest, though, if I do that. He could just smoke it, and we could kill this thing to prevent the damage. Yeah, that's probably better. I'll just, like... You know, it's probably worth getting in the acid to get this smoke off in a way that puts me in a better position. I don't want to have to jump all the way to the edge of the map, right? We'll just produce a ton of smoke. And then... at some point, we're going to have to actually kill this thing. Although now that we have all this smoke out here, it is a little bit easier to do it in a couple of attacks, right? Because Anna can do this. Then we can finish him off next turn. We could do that. I'm trying to figure out, is there a... Oops, sorry. Just trying to select my other mech here. Is there a better way? We could acid up this guy. I don't think I can hit this guy with acid without moving him out of the attack, right? Yeah, that's fine. Abe will just take a hit. Although, maybe I should be trying to do this in a way that lets me block spawns. I certainly don't want to take more power damage. We're definitely low enough on grid that that seems unwise. We're going to end up with a lot of enemies. So I could push this guy down. I was thinking I could push that guy down and then have Harold come over, stand here, and shoot him lethally, but that lets this attack through. I think we do it this way. But yeah, I can just shoot this guy now. I cannot do this. That shot will kill our poor Siege Mech. Yeah, alright, I'll do it this way. This prevents him from killing the other guy, but it also blocks a spawn and still gets us a kill. I think this is fine. No, this guy's at 1 health. I'm not too worried about him. I think we can probably figure it out. I do hate the fact that there are 4 alphas out right now. That's a real problem. Although, their positioning has made it somewhat less of a problem. Yeah, alright. I do appreciate it when the Vec play along a little bit. You know, just help me out a little. Alright, I'm feeling a lot better about our power situation already. I don't think I want to equip this. Wait a minute. I was thinking we still needed to power up his cannon. What am I doing? So do we want to put this somewhere else? We probably want to put it on Anna, right? Anna could use a little bit of help. Some extra move. Would be awfully nice. So there are mountains here. There's a chance of getting the thing that we are looking for. And then this will unlock vision of the next 3. We gotta keep hoping. Hey, it's possible, like I said, we've seen 2 time pods drop on islands before. It's possible that it will just resolve itself. We basically have to hope at this point that it will just resolve itself. We'll get another time pod soon. Okay, yeah, there it is. Great. So actually all we have to do is grab that and we are done, right? I think. Oh good, more enemies. Let's find out. No. Okay, we will at the very least have to finish this mission. So let's try to make sure that we do it in a way that doesn't kill us. Let's see. I could fire an artillery shot here. That would kill the blood scion. Push this guy off to a place where he's not dealing any meaningful damage. And that actually resolves all of our problems for the turn. But there's no reason for Anna to still be here. Oh, we should do this first. So that guy also gets killed. Alright, that was a pretty good start. So we have a couple of enemies covered with acid already. I think just spreading more acid is probably a pretty good way to go here. We could also grab the time pod and then smoke jump to here, just to produce some smoke. Although it does only actually smoke one space, because Vec are never going to be standing here or here. You know, the time pod's fine. It'll be fine. I do wish I had figured out a way to do that involved some blocking, but like we could have protected the digger by jumping to this space instead of pushing him with the cannon, which would have allowed us to put him onto the spawner. But frankly, I would rather have the digger dead. There's nothing that comes out of the spawn that I'm more worried about. So there's a strong temptation to fire an artillery shot to here. But I'm wondering if that's actually a good thing to do. Or if we might be better off just letting this thing get this kill. This guy only has 2 health, so he's pretty easy to deal with. I could basically just let this happen while softening these enemies up. I guess the artillery shot kills this guy too, because he's covered in acid, so... If I push this guy out to the side, and then kill this guy, then we have a problem with him shooting over here. But if I just push this guy back, it's not an issue. So what, like do the shot like this? Obviously we move Harold to here first, because somebody's got to do this. And we take this shot, which I think is pretty good, and heals us back to full. And then you just push him down so that he misses and then blocks the other guy's shot. And we grabbed our time pod. Yeah, you know what? I think the achievement actually says open for time pods, so. We do have to actually get to the end of the mission. God knows we couldn't take like 3 seconds out of our very important job here to open that door. The pods it doesn't even seem to like require a lot of effort or anything. It just, it just slides to the side. All right, once again, these things are in the wrong order. We cannot kill this guy just by pushing his partner behind him. This is actually kind of awkward. Although, I guess to a certain extent, all that matters is that we don't lose right here. Everything else is pretty secondary. Okay, I have a plan. If we move to here, shoot this guy up. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, shoot this guy up to here, dealing 4 damage. But that's right, the Yanis cannon now deals 3 base damage. Because a 4 damage push up to here allows us to shoot an artillery shot to here, doing 2 damage, pushing these 2 together to kill both of them, and then we could just smoke this guy. This attack dealing 3 damage actually breaks that. It makes this considerably worse. Well, undo the move then, obviously. Okay, so we probably just do this thing then. Okay, and you can just you can just rid us of this dude. Sorry, not this way. You know, he seemed to be fine in that acid before. I'm not sure why going into it now is such a big deal. Well, I'm pretty compelled to do this. Not sure if it's the best move, but it's certainly compelling. We can very easily kill this guy. Once again, attack order is wrong. They've the Vec have done a really good job this particular mission of arranging their attack order such that it is always the best for them. So we can splatter this guy. But yeah, there's no version of this where we prevent all of the attacks that need to be prevented. Which is fine. All we actually needed to do was get it down to a potential power damage of less than our current amount of power. Man, 31 grid defense may as well be 0. But it's okay. We got our loot boxes. We also got our micro-artillery, which is a weapon that I've been very interested in using. But I don't think we're going to bother right now. I think we're just going to go ahead and call this here. Good work, guys. Good timelining. We're going to bring Plus Reactor Abe Isamu back with us because it was a good idea last time. And check this out. 24 coins. We're so very, very close. So that is going to be it for us for today, but come back tomorrow, next time. We actually do have to win our next run. So we're going to get one more win racked up here with the custom squad, 3 different mechs from the same class. Of course, I'll be taking your votes into consideration. There's a lot of people have requested a lot of things over all of the videos where I've asked for ideas. So I'll figure out what we're playing, and yeah, come back next time for that, the beginning of finally unlocking the secret squad. I'm excited, and we'll see you then.